In this video, I want to talk about how to use circumstances to our advantage and accelerate our manifestation. So if you're interested in learning about that, stay tuned and let's get started. Welcome back to this video. My name is Rav and I help people with their manifestations as well as spiritual growth. And I do also offer one-on-one coaching session if you want to work one-on-one with me so we can dispel all of your negative beliefs, so get you closer to your manifestation as well as achieve it. So let's get started with this video. I want to talk about something really interesting topic, which is circumstances, right? And most people really freak out when we think about circumstances in our life. For example, we're trying to manifest somebody into our life, right? And we're trying to text them and they don't reply back to us. It seems like a really horrible circumstance because we feel rejected. Otherwise, there might be other bigger circumstances, like they might even tell you that they don't want you in your life anymore. It's when you're talking about a specific person. It could be anybody. It doesn't have to be just a loved one. It could be your client or, somebody who you're trying to work with. They're basically rejecting you, right? It feels like a great circumstance that you wish that you could overcome. But at the time, it feels very unrealistic, like how you could even overcome this problem, right? That's why we get very disheartened in this process and we almost withdraw. But our job here as a conscious manifestor is to learn to tackle to these problems. Even though our deeper, like our spiritual being might know, like, okay, this is not a big deal when I look at this on the long run. The part of us that perceives the circumstance is mostly the ego, like the logical mind that's just trying to give you this feedback. Okay, it's not working. What are we gonna do about it? And most people just focus on the problem itself. Like I see a lot of people just going on to other people's channel and commenting on the comments about how their circumstances are just so unsolvable. And I remember someone on one of the Facebook group was talking about how her intuition was so real that like the person who is trying to manifest is with somebody else and they just can't, she's not gonna get her back ever because she's really relying on her ego. Actually, it's not even intuition. She just can't really see the circumstance for what it is. So the way I like to reframe circumstance is by making it seem like a feedback, whatever kind of circumstance it is. And I also wanted to talk about this example that really helped me kind of perceive any form of circumstance that I, got on my life, whether it be like personal relationship or even in my business life. Whenever some kind of circumstance comes up in my life, I always go back to reflect onto this example that I got from this book called The Lean Startup. This book is mostly about business, but this is really applicable to any life situations, to be honest. The Lean Startup, it's an audiobook that I listened to probably like 5-6 years ago, and it's about like how to create a sustainable business. So instead of going about to create a business from, like creating the end product, which could be your manifestation or your goal, we just create products that's called minimum viable products. So it's not the end product, but it's just like, releasing something to get feedback from it and creating something based on that feedback. So what the process looks like is, we just release all these like products. So basically what happens is once we release a product, we get some kind of feedback, right? They'll have some testers for the products come in and they give you some kind of feedback. And once they get the feedback, they decide what to do with the product. Sometimes it's good feedback, but most times it's bad feedback, because everybody knows that, the product is not really actually the final product that's going to go out in the market. And the more feedback they get, the more closer they get to their end goal, which is their end product. Right, and that's a product that's gonna go onto the market, and it's gonna be the ones that are gonna be laid out on the shelves in supermarkets or whatever. Basically, we have to see our manifestation journey in the same way. Instead of releasing end products, what we're basically doing is uncovering our limiting beliefs along the way. Trying to tackle with our subconscious mind that tells us like we don't have that desire yet. So we're just trying to make it believe that, okay, even though I don't have this desire, like I'm worthy of it, I'm capable of it, it's gonna come. That is the end goal, right? Getting to, I just wrote down wish fulfilled. But along the way, what happens is circumstances come in. The circumstances could show up anywhere during the process of our manifestations, right? It could be here, it could be here. Somebody might come and tell you that, okay, I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't want to work with you anymore if you're trying to like manifest a business client, right? And that used to happen to me a lot. So what I started doing was, instead of trying to, make myself feel withdrawn or trying to react to the circumstance by saying, okay, I'm better than you. Like, you know what, like I think my worth is more better than you, right? Instead of doing that and trying to like argue with other people or trying to react to the situation, what I started doing was trying to go back to the basic, which is everyone is you pushed out, right? Because it's being created in our minds before it actually gets pushed out. And also realizing that whatever that's showing up, the circumstances that are showing up in our reality is not what's happening of what I'm doing currently. It was an old belief that's probably being translated into my current situation right now. But it's not what's happening right now. You know, the affirmations I'm doing, they're still working, but it's just that I have to keep working on myself, because this situation, for example, if somebody tells you that if they're rejecting you, you might have a story about rejection. So, you know, it's better for you to kind of go back and work on your affirmation here. You know, like after if somebody rejects you here, you might just go and work on your affirmations and make your new affirmation about, I'm always the one who gets accepted. People don't reject me. You know, I'm always accepted by the ones I love. And things like that, right? So along the way, we keep on refining our affirmations and our end goals and our visualizations. And that might be just, you know, part of your own refining process. So the way you have to look at circumstances is just look at how it's giving you opportunity to refine. It's just a feedback that you have to accept for yourself so you can refine your affirmations, refine your visualizations. So every feedback that you get from circumstances, you basically keep refining, and at the end, like when you start getting these circumstances towards the end, you don't even have to react. You just know that no matter what happens, I'm still gonna get to my end goal, which is the wish fulfilled. So that's how we keep being persistent onto our assumption, right? That is what is persistent assumption. That's what it means. Look into your own life. If you are facing any kinds of circumstances, just try to go and reflect back on what could it mean, how it could have been created on your reality based on your older assumptions. Don't blame yourself in the present moment, because there is no use on that if you've already been affirming for a long time, right? Because your affirmations might still be right, the visualizations, that everything might be just going right, but it's just giving you an indication there is still more opportunity to work on something to accelerate your manifestation and get to your end goal faster. So that's all I wanted to share with you in this video today, and I intend this was super helpful for you guys, so you can actually use any circumstances and just extract anything out of it to use it to your own advantage. You know, create new affirmations, create a new belief system based on that rejection story that you might have, or any kinds of, you know, circumstances that might have shown up into your life. And with that being said, guys, I want to end this video right here, but like I said, I also offer one-on-one coaching session, so the link is down in the description box below. Just hit me up and we can get started on uncovering all of your limiting beliefs. And with that, I want to wish you all the very best. Happy manifesting, goodbye, and namaste.